Hi, my name's Elena Brown. This is my reflecting on my lesson plan video for SPED-470. Reflecting on the elements of my learning to identify and place fractions lesson plan, I would definitely keep the start of the lesson. The anticipatory set really gets started in a unique way. We start with an online game that we'll utilize later in the day. I also really like the idea of starting this lesson by simply showing what we'll be using, allowing students to physically hold, see, and touch the things before we start the lesson. Then we move into the use of these items, wrapping it all up with the math game that we saw at the beginning of class. I think it's the perfect way to start and end by wrapping everything together. So just to give a little insight on this lesson plan, we start with this math game online, and I show students how they'll be playing it. And then I introduce the measuring cups, measuring spoons, yardsticks, measuring tape, and other measurement items that the students will be using later on. And this is when they're getting to physically touch and use these things. Now, to reflect on the changes I would make in this lesson, to best utilize critical thinking within the class, I think there could be adjustments made towards the portion of the lesson where we make the edible cookie dough. When looking at this area, you would notice that there are a few discrepancies that could happen. What if a student had an allergy? What if there was a major sensory issue that a student or multiple students would need to be accommodated? These are some of the things I would imagine that could be difficult within the problem-solving skills for myself as the teacher. In regard to the students, if I could carefully craft a problem for each group to overcome, this could really develop some natural critical thinking skills. For problem-solving portion of this lesson, for this area of the lesson plan, asking the students to solve a problem that is created on the spot, or even similar to the critical thinking portion, have a problem created ahead of time and then introducing it as we're in the thick of our cookie dough making. As we've talked about for much of this course, but specifically this last week, reflection is an important component of each lesson. While most of the time reflection could be as simple as a pop-up quiz at the end of a lesson, I really think it could be beneficial to reflect after creating our pie pieces. Talking through exactly what we've done for each portion gives the students the ability to have physical examples of what we're reviewing. They're able to physically touch the fourth of a pie. They're able to touch 1/8 of the pie, just to give some examples. To further the idea the teacher is a model to their students, I believe that the reviews being multiple times a day will show the modeling behavior. In a sense, it would really ideally make it so that the repetition of this act would allow students to do this reviewing with their homework and other tasks throughout the day. It could even be something as simple as utilizing a timer that says, okay, students, we are done with our lesson. Let's now review what we've learned up to this point. Doing that can really help the students realize that the review portion of lessons and the review portion of homework will help them later in the day when we have our quiz. Thank you.